Yeah, the veil is Dale's underwear.
No, that's the worst wedding ever. Worst wedding ever. Easiest way for divorce is wear my underwear as a veil. Pro tip.
Is it the something borrowed?
It's something borrowed, something blue, and something old.
It's something old.
All in one. Yeah.
They're not blue, actually. I think they're black. Anyway, that's not... I don't know why I said that on the internet. The veil of Dale's underwear.
This is how I have it.
You have power!
What the fuck is going on? We almost have a plot. What the fuck is going on? Okay, we almost have it. No, what the fuck is this?
What the fuck was that?
I want the Edward Scissorhands one.
Brought its talent to the highest standard. What follows will likely involve the sort of language usually reserved for sailors on leave. If you're of a delicate disposition, then perhaps you would consider a different podcast. Falling on Greek, falling on Greek. Geeking out across the globe. Hold on to your butts. It's the Geek I Show.
The Geek I Show. Hooray, don't do it.
Yes, indeed, friends. Making it bad for my producers since 2010. This is your Geek I Show, your podcaster playground, episode number 226. Our rant and review of Death Note. Bum, 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 bum.
Can I just write my name down now?
I am your host, Kira Wateki Wakarau Boat.
I'm Raul. I think that dude was in Final Destination / this isn't making it to the end of the show.
I'm Dale. I think I should enroll in the Final Destination School of Acting Campbell.
I am so not getting involved in this because this was so... If you leave me now, you'll take away the biggest part of me.
Oh.
I'm Carrie. I put my China hutch in the subway tunnel for some reason, Wilcox.
And I'm Josh, the motion capture orb on Willem Dafoe's Bright Dimple.
So much motion capture in that dimple, though.
He's a very expressive actor.
But Willem Dafoe's so good.
And they made him voice a marionette. They should have made a creature suit in makeup. It would have been brilliant.
Oh,
right.
But it would have been Green Goblin all over again.
No, it would have been Willem Dafoe actually giving Ryuk some expressions instead of just a marionette.
True.
He was the best thing about that movie.
And that's saying something.
He was fine. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
No, that's what I mean. The only good thing in this shit show.
By the way, I've much like most of our movies, I've seen this twice now. So yeah.
I'm
sorry. We'll get to that in a moment. We're talking about Death Note, the Netflix original movie. A high school student named Light Turner discovers a mysterious notebook that has the power to kill anyone whose name is written on within its pages and launches a secret crusade to rid the world of criminals. Released August 25th, 2017.
Discovers putting it a little bit too...
It literally lands on his...
Literally it gets thrown at him, right? Like, that's not... Discovers is a bit off, IMDb. What are you doing with your life?
So we have Nat Wolff as Light Turner. Lockie F. Stanfield as L. Margaret Qualley as Mia Sutton. Shea Willingham as James Turner. Willem Dafoe as Ryuk's voice. And James Lyles as Ryuk, as I'm going to call him.
Ryuk.
Because he's not Ryuk. Hold on a second. And where my name came from, by the way, is hold on one second. I should have had this up ahead of time, but I've been freaking all over the place.
If you listen to the pre-show, you'll understand why.
And finally, Paul Nakuchi as Watari, and he is the voice of Hanzo from Overwatch.
Okay. Gotcha.
That's the reason why my nickname makes sense.
Right.
Hey, I pulled mine from the show too. Unfortunately, it's a different song by the people that broke me.
Right.
We have some production trivia here. During post-production, the office was broken into with a flash drive containing some VFX shots was stolen. So that would have made the movie infinitely better, you guys.
Right.
Clearly.
Thumb drive, of all things, too.
So despite the backlash of whitewashing, Sugumi
Oba
and Takeshi Obata, the original creators of Death Note, praised and defended the film, with Oba saying, in a good way, it both followed and diverged from the original work, so the film can be enjoyed, of course, not only by fans, but also by a much larger and wider audience.
That's debatable.
I mean, accurate.
But okay, if they're okay.
So this is a very Japanese way of saying they fucking changed everything.
Yeah.
She's not wrong.
It's a movie based on our concept. Hope you like it. Hope you like 2018. Or 2017, rather.
I mean, nobody liked 2017. What are you talking about?
2016 was worse. Anyway, continue.
Yes, but nobody liked 2017.
Yes,
this is not a proper argument, Dale. Your argument is not making sense.
You finally found the most generic live show.
Watari is a white Englishman in the manga and anime, but he is Japanese here, as he was Japanese in the animated films and TV series.
More whitewashing. Woo. Ooh.
What?
Wait, is
No,
it yellow?
this is yellow washing. This is yellow.
It says it's still whitewashing if it goes the other way. Clearly not.
No, this is yellow washing.
Yellow washing. Gotcha.
What are you doing, CJ? You keep
much
highlighting.
like, just feeling like highlighting. What the fuck? Do you have a problem with that?
Oh Jesus! All right,
Immersion.
You're both pretty. You both can go to the Winter Wonderland prom together. You're fine.
To prepare for his role in film, Nat Wolff got his own Death Note and wrote in it to get into the mindset of the character like Turner.
He could have done something
You
else.
don't want to get in that head.
Well, also, you could do something else to get in the character for this. Like watch
the anime or something.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to watch that anime. Actors Shea Wingham, James Turner, and Keith Stanford L. previously worked together in a music video for the song Close Your Eyes and Count to Fuck by Run the Jewels.
Close your eyes and count to fuck. That's this movie.
The name of this episode now.
In my room.
One moment. I'm getting onto Spotify right now and
are we doing a song breakdown of Count to Fuck?
No, but we just need Jonathan Young to cover it in the next 10 minutes.
Oh, please, I don't care. What are we gonna do? Get demonetized on YouTube?
Hey, CJ,
it's muted on Twitch.
Guess
No, YouTube, please don't.
There we go.
Run and fuck the slow mo.
Whoa, fuck the slow mo. What? What?
Sure.
I mean, the slow mo effects are pretty bad.
And that was Close Your Eyes and Count to Fuck.
Oh, can the show me just count to fuck?
That's some guy leaning on the bass knob, and he's actually trying to say close your eyes and count to 10, and as he's saying the word 10, he slips and cranks the bass up and says fuck.
I mean, leaning on the bass knob is another track from that album, if you believe it.
Yeah, we won't talk about my college days.
Damn it! Damn it, Dale.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Queen.
you still did it wrong. Leaning the bass knob.
That's what happens when I try to, be a producer.
And now we have our Dale time. All right. So, Dale, you kind of have to be like Turner because I think yours is the only voice that goes high enough.
Thank you. Okay, relax. Like, well, oh no, I'm talking in the third person. Okay. Okay, relax. Light, you're asleep. You're asleep. You're dreaming of some 8-foot tall demon looking motherfucker.
Oh, yes, a dream. I like that. Dreams are places where you can have fun, right? It's all in your mind. So why not enjoy it? And that's where the light Ryuk shift comes from.
I mean, not wrong for the show. Not wrong.
Rule 28. Each death must be physically possible. So no shark attacks while someone's on the toilet.
You know what I wrote?
But you know what death you could have?
A Sharknado.
A lamprey swimming up the toilet and grabbing onto your junk.
Seadale. Hashtag Seadale.
I literally yelled that out at the TV last night when that line came. I went, Sharknado joke! And done. And done. CD. So there you go. We got this going on.
Yes.
All right. I decide who dies. You do what I tell you. Those are the rules.
And who makes the rules?
Whose side are you on?
There are no sides! Only the game.
Look at those people.
Pictures of Spider-Man.
Look at those people. Aren't they neat? Wouldn't you tell my collection's complete? Oh, sorry, wrong song.
I'm going to stop and count to fuck. 1, 2, 3, fuck. This is turning into the day.
I love King.
I'm sitting here in my office. 1, 2, 3, fuck. Let's go. It's the Dale rap.
Someone clip that, please.
We're just gonna make a master. We need to get a bunch of these and send them off to the Gregory brothers.
Exactly. Gregory Brothers, if you're listening, please sponsor me.
Probably not, but that's okay, because we're going to bomb your email with this information.
Exactly. Get an email from Dale at geek-io.net. Please do answer it. It's very important. It'll have
This is very important.
This is very important.
Let's do this last quote so we can actually talk about the movie.
And we have to. I'm okay with improvising the 1, 2, 3, fuck Dale rap, actually. Look at all those people.
They're a bunch of sheep.
No, they're not. They're looking for someone who's not going to let them down the way cops do and politicians. Fuck that line. Fuck that line. Seriously. That's not English.
No.
Oh. But seriously, that line sucked.
So, all right.
One of many.
Yeah, like most of the
That line sucked, and it did the blow. 1, 2, 3, fuck.
So, all right.
All day.
This movie. Oh my god. So, I had fun watching this movie. I'm not saying it was a good movie. I'm saying I had fun. I like stupid, gory, over-the-top bullshit, though. I love the Final Destination movies.
God.
I love the Saw movies before they got too serious. Like, I love stupid, over-the-top things that don't take themselves too seriously.
Okay, CJ, I'm stopping you right there. This is what my husband did.
Mm-hmm.
That first death with the ladder upside the head when it's going, he goes.
I searched around my desk. I searched around my desk for my 3D glasses because I felt like I was watching Final Destination 4, but that's a whole nother.
But his head exploded like a watermelon. It was hilarious.
So that kid should be in jail, right?
Do you not know the original Death Note?
No. I know, but like, if this was in Death Note, that kid should be in juvie.
This is the bully kid. Yes,
Yeah,
he was a dick to be in jail because one, he
should
did
have
punch a
been in jail to
16-year-old
begin with,
kid,
but the
and then he sexually
bullshit
attempted.
that is high school did not do that.
See, here's the thing. They implied that he was trying to rape this girl, but then when the camera pans over to him, he's just stealing her backpack and being a dick.
Right? Which is still bad, but still,
Yeah,
it's
and-
like, don't frame us for something when you're not going to pay it off.
Yeah, and all I could think of during that scene was, okay, here's this guy. He's a high school bully. Yeah, he's a dick. Yes, he should face consequences for his actions. However, those actions involve, some form of discipline or something instead of, this kid could go into the military and turn his life around. And instead, Light sees a kid dangling a backpack away from another kid and decides to kill
that was also-
somebody's child, some parent's child in a gruesome and horrific manner.
That was also personal vendetta. Like, it wasn't necessarily just because he was assaulting this minor, but that was a personal vendetta.
Yeah, but it also
Still.
counters exactly what was in the anime, because in the anime, Light is the perfect person.
Yeah, Light Yagami is, a herald. Like, he is.
I don't want to say perfect person, but it's like he's number one in the nation. He is smarter than everyone around him. And
Yeah,
and
He's a prodigy in the anime.
yes.
And they want us to cheer for this guy like he's our protagonist. And right off the bat,
He's a dick.
he's a terrible human being.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they try and do that with Yagami as well. So thankfully, we can call Yagami and Turner, because in the original, his last name is Yagami. I'm glad they actually changed the name, because it would have been really insulting if they would have been calling this white kid Light Yagami the entire time.
It'd be very odd.
Yeah.
It would.
I just wish they would have gone the route of like actually changing his first name as well at that point, because
I read somewhere that they were going to, but that didn't that separated it too far from what they used Yagami as more of a prototype than a actual translation. So you weren't you were instantly detached from Yagami, knowing that he was so far ahead of everybody else. Yagami is an unlikable shit as well. You are not intended to like Light in either one of these. You are intended to feel nothing for them. The protagonist is and always will be L. At least until the second season, but we don't talk about that.
I don't like how they did L.
Well, I didn't hate it. He felt very anime. He felt very L from the anime. Obviously not as developed, because you're crunching a season, which this movie covers the entire first season, into 2 hours. So
Less than.
An hour and a half.
very much, hour and a half. Very much so the same thing that happened with Full Metal Alchemist. However, unlike Full Metal Alchemist, they never insinuated that we were going to continue this into a second season or into a second movie. This movie, obviously, it felt very one and done. It didn't feel like there was going to be, they didn't insinuate that Elle was going to get the book or anything like that. They wrapped up
Stands on
all.
a page, though.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean shit.
One page has the power of the Notebook.
No, yeah, but
They made it pretty clear that he was just about to use that thing on Light. So
it was insinuated that he did, because that's the reason why Light closed his eyes at the end of the movie. He wrote his name. L took his first life, and by the way, that's what causes the entire second season to happen. That's what happens. Light doesn't make it. He's gone.
He did.
Wait,
Yagami is not a thing.
Yeah.
We get a second Kira.
Well, yeah, but
The-
in the anime, it goes. He has a whole master plan that takes up the first half of the second season.
Yeah, but again, compression.
Yeah, but in this one, it's okay. I have a question: is doing other people's homework a very lucrative
Yes.
side business?
Yes.
Oh God, yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I want to know what kind of public school.
Any idea about that? But yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about that.
I want to know what kind of. I want to know what kind of public school has a dedicated detention room, B, one that is labeled detention, C, one that is then filled with a bunch of breakable jars of breakable shit that the detention kids can use to throw at each other and or the teacher.
That wasn't there, but the rest of that was there.
Look,
okay. My high school had a dedicated ISS/detention room. There wasn't nearly that much shit in there, but it was also technically our storage for overflow of textbooks. So in theory, yes, there could have been that much. And I realize that Raul however, I'm also fighting with my display just went spastic, so that might be why.
So yeah, I mean, Light was not, while he is the focal point, he is the point of view character. He is he in any of in the source material or in this, he's not the protagonist. You're not supposed to like him. He is a murderer, and that's what he always is.
Yeah, I guess I see it like, because from what little I read of the Death Note manga and also from the AniMAY movie that they did, both of them present Light as sort of a gray figure. Like, yeah, he's a murderer, he's doing all this horrible shit, but he's targeting criminals to try and make the world a better place. Like in the AniMAY adaptation, he uses it to stop a school shooting, and that's his first life.
Right.
Yeah, and in this one, it's like, oh, I don't like this guy, so let's, splatter his brains on the sidewalk. And it immediately takes it.
And don't you want to know how it works? It's not a slicer. It's not a dicer.
It's a ladder.
And
it took me immediately out of, well, let's explore the moral implications that they're trying to showcase. And wow, this guy is a sadistic asshole.
Yeah, in the anime they had, what was it, like maybe 2 minutes of him like doing like an internal monologue. It's like, I just killed 2 people. Who am I? He was like that for like 2 minutes, and then his resolve was there.
Yeah.
And then
it was pretty much here too. It's like, he worried about this for a couple of seconds, did 2 personal killings, and it's like, oh shit, I should probably actually use this for good.
And okay, who's turned on by killing people with a notebook? Mia?
The crazy bitch.
Jesus Christ.
They toned her down though. Oh, they toned her down for Misa.
Yeah.
Like Misa was insane. Like
it was pretty insane. I'm not gonna lie.
You think Mia's bad though? No. She is nothing on Misa. Misa is, oh boy.
Misa's so crazy.
Thank you.
Give it some Misa soup though.
What do you think, Josh?
First of all, what the fuck? I can't tell you about it. You want to know?
Yeah.
Sure.
Like that fucking light speed power of boner switch. I can't tell you about it. Do you really want to know?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you about it. Like,
power of boner compels you.
The power of boner compels you. They were just in the room counting to fuck. Like
that's a trope. That's in every freaking high school thing.
Like, light speed fucking switch on that one.
Yeah, it's a particularly egregious execution of that trope.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, Willem Dafoe as Ryuk, like we mentioned before, the best.
Yeah, actually, she did get more motivation in this movie than in the anime. In the anime, she was literally just like, "Let me fuck you because you kill people." Like,
she was yandere as fuck for Light, is what she was.
Yeah, at least in this one, she did have like some like. She's the one. Her and L, like L was, I felt. While changed from the anime and obviously compressed, it felt like L, like in fast forward, but still very anime. Like he felt closest to the, aside from Ryuk, obviously, felt closest to the original source material. Mia actually did like improved on Misa. She is fucking insane. Like,
because she didn't start out loving light in the movie Mia. She grew.
She
to
loved
love,
Kira.
Yeah, she loved Kira. She loved the fact that they could do something to the world, and then she fell in love with him.
Yeah. Death by Mage says Misa had the shallowest motivation from the original series, but that's probably because culturally the mangaka was just plain terrible at writing female characters. You're not wrong. So Misa, while a really shallow, or Mia, while really a crappy person, a shitty person, she is the most improved part on this from the original. Like, Misa was irredeemable and just wretched. But she was also the anime insane, like the yandere insane, where she's just like, just insane, clinically insane.
Yeah, in the anime, she immediately makes the Shinigami eyes deal.
Yeah.
To slash her lifespan to be able to see people's real names, and it's all for light. It's all for Kira.
But there's nothing redeemable about Mia's character, like, at all.
She's still a piece of shit.
Yeah, no. She's just more developed than Misa. She actually has a story. She actually has a,
Progression.
She has a character development. It's trending negative because she's, again, not supposed to be liked. It's a trending negative character progression, but she has character progression. Misa didn't have that. Misa never had that.
So you mean it's light and dark? Wow, this is the worst Romeo and Juliet adaptation I've ever seen, by the way.
So,
this movie was heading in that direction
this was
so
heavily
hard.
like, I don't like high school teen dramas. What this
was. No, and I was actually kind of upset that they put this directly in an American high school. Like, you could have done a little bit more than this. Even if it was a college, it would have been a little bit better.
College, I would see a little bit better, yeah.
I mean, not by much, but if you're going to put it in a school, I would have rather have seen it in college than this. Because then you would have been able to develop Light as a character a little bit more, I think. In high school, all right, so everybody here except for Dale knows what American high school is like. You have a niche, and that is all you will ever be. Like, I don't know if Australian high schools are as cliquey as American high schools are, but like, you are basically assigned a role, and that is what you go with. Light's role was nerd, and Mia's role was cheerleader, and that was it. Like, that is your role.
Good cheerleader.
I just want to know how the fuck you got a gothic cheerleader.
I'm guessing. I'm guessing if we would have got any more backstory on her, it would have been, probably a dad or an older sister forcing her to become a cheerleader,
or just being low on numbers.
Especially in like. Raul, forgive me, but this is true because of the same fucking thing in Ohio. In football-based states like Ohio and Texas, especially if you're from a family of people that did that, you do that. You become a football player. You become a cheerleader because that is what you are bred to do.
Yeah,
that's a very here thing as well too. Like where I lived, particularly.
The thing that really bothered me was, where the fuck was the staff letting this girl just actively smoke on school grounds during school hours?
She's a cheerleader. She's above the rules, and that was all over my high school. That was all over my high school. The cheerleaders, the football players, the basketball players got away with fucking everything right in front of the teachers.
That's also the only time in the movie she smokes.
That's also,
it literally never comes up again.
Ever.
Yeah, that'll kill you, Mia. Says Light to her.
Says Light. That'll kill you.
Exactly. Delbert, the cheerleaders and jocks get to do whatever they want as long as they continue to win. Absolutely. 100%.
Yep. I'm aware of that. It's just like, even with that kind of attitude, we're at like my BFE high school. If they were caught smoking, during school hours on school grounds, there would have been a stern slap on the wrist at the very least.
Don't mute.
Oh, we didn't even get that.
Come on.
School, so.
Come on. I thought you should be negated from that death by mage. Hold on, I'm gonna make it so you don't get your fucking shit thrown in Nightbot anymore. I mean, yeah, exactly. That's my mage. We let athletes from winning schools commit sexual assault.
Brock Turner. Brock Turner.
You got something. That's right. You got something.
That's like high school, especially in certain areas. I mean, that is especially in certain areas like Texas and that entire like Midwest region and the Great Plains region, are known for this. Like,
when did we get to a serious talk of GOS?
New York's is low.
Because we don't want to fucking talk about this movie. I said I had fun with it, not that it was a good movie. I enjoyed the weird shit that I liked the exploding head, and I liked that guy's like the faucet that came out of that dude's neck.
What the fuck was up with that? That is not how a tracheal puncture would work.
That's what that was. That was fantastic. That's what that was.
I have a question.
Yes, dear.
CJ.
Yes, dear.
Because you knew this was coming for you. You have seen all the Final Destinations movies, right?
Yeah, I have.
By the way, I am surprised I never covered a Final Destination movie on Terrible Tuesday Movie Night. That is an error on my part.
Not a lot to talk about in those. Like,
I could love.
It's not even torture. It's not even like gore porn. Like, that is over the top stupidness, but there's no plot behind it. At least Sharknado, there's a beginning, middle, and end. Like,
I'm looking forward to August where there's a new Sharknado coming out.
Like, I'm not saying it's a good beginning, middle, and end. I'm just saying physically there's a beginning, middle, and end to Sharknado movies.
There wasn't.
Final Destination never really had those. It is there to these people survive death and now they die by the end of the movie in really ridiculous, over the top ways. My favorite one was when a dude like went too fast on a roller coaster and exploded. That was my favorite.
I think that was 4. I think if we have to watch a Final Destination movie for this show,
4 or 5. I think that might have been 5 because that was when they're like, you know what? People are seeing these because they enjoy really stupid shit. Like,
doing that.
I'm not joking. That's a thing, by the way. That is absolutely a thing.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely a thing. Yeah,
roller coasters can't go that fast.
No, and he just like there's no thing about it. It's like he just explodes. Like there's nothing about it. Just they're going in a roller coaster, boom.
I think 4 is the one. The NASCAR one is 4, right? So it must be 5.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I love.
Yeah,
I love.
5 is when they went to the amusement park and all the things happened there.
They didn't have the little cat and mouse game, like Light taunting L. They didn't have the Lyndon L. Taylor scene.
No, I mean, but again, that was compressed. I mean, again, you have.
I know they're trying to fit, but I mean, like one of my
so you did kind of have it, like you kind of had that, like, but it was reversed. Instead of Kira taunting L, it was vice versa. So it was cat and mouse just reversed, and that's the reason why I enjoyed L's character.
So it was Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
by the way, what was up with the keeper of the book bullshit? There has to be a human keeper of the book.
Yeah,
it's an anchor.
But it's a stupid anchor. The Orochimaru angle of I dropped it to see what would happen is way more interesting.
Right.
I mean, basically,
I want to see what happens if a human gets this power.
Yeah.
No, I mean, in the anime, it's a little bit different, but I mean, it's a lot of bit different.
Yeah, because in the anime,
It's a lot of
Luke
little bit
did it
different.
just because he was bored. He wanted to see what was going to happen.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of insinuated with Ryuk Defoe in this.
Anyway, I still have my question for CJ that I didn't ask.
Oh yes.
Oh,
go ahead.
We got like 7 different directions in this show. So please tell me you enjoyed the Final Destination level acting in this movie.
Oh, absolutely. No, that's the reason why I said I had fun with this. Like, the first time sitting through it, I approached it as an anime fan. Like, I approached this as a person who doesn't like the Death Note source material. I don't like it at all. I've seen it all, but I don't like it. But I approached it as an anime fan. So, and I fucking hated it the first time through.
Yeah.
This time, I said, I am going to have fun with this because I'm going to have fun on the show.
Right.
So I'm going to approach this more as a person who loves bad movies. Dale, you and I share this.
Yeah.
So I went into this saying, all right, I remember there being weird Final Destination-esque hijinks, and yes, there was. And then you have the
That would have been
over the top acting, like it's so like it's fantastically horrible, like
shockingly amazing.
Going back to what I was going into with earlier with Ryuk being the best part of this, you have all these bad actors, and then you have Willem Dafoe's voice come over the speakers for the first time, and you have to stop and think: were they working on the same movie?
I don't think
because
so.
Willem Dafoe legitimately did an amazing job. And if you look at the clips of him motion capturing for that movie, they really should have just put him in a creature suit.
Yeah.
And let him be Ryuk instead of putting that weird, not even close to Uncanny Valley mannequin in there that had LEDs for eyes.
Right, I mean, those LED lights are so energy efficient.
The silhouette shots were really cool, but anytime they actually tried to cast light on that thing, it just looked stupid.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't just go full, like if they didn't do that, just go full CG, like instead of doing this weird like half and half kind of thing. Like
I'm actually surprised they didn't go full.
I'm not a fan of when you try and do puppets and stuff like that, and then like or people in outfits in this case, and then CG onto them. I hate when that happens because it is so very rarely done right. Like go one way or the other.
Or another.
Was how they got some of L's mannerisms, but not all of them, and turned some of those mannerisms into really obnoxious things. Like they got the weird sitting, they got the pseudo-autistic mannerisms, but the fucking sloppy chewing.
So bad.
No.
The things that got me with L was number one, the thematic dissonance with them like putting random anime influences in with him, like the weird striped couch for no reason. And two, the fact that it looked originally like they were going to go autistic savant which would have been kind of a cool spin on the character. And nope, he went to a Black Widow-esque espionage detective school thing where he's put in a torture chamber.
And that's from source material too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is source material. He was basically a kid raised amongst a bunch of other super savant kids.
Yeah,
and that's why I said later on L gets replaced by N.
Yep,
because he was another kid from the same place.
And then N becomes the leader of Team Plasma.
But again, in a movie that tries to distance itself from its anime roots in so many other ways, to have all of those very anime themed and like anime tropes come into play with only L just makes him feel out of place.
I can say that.
I think they were trying. I think that might have actually been intentional. Like,
but it didn't come off the right kind of out of place.
Yeah.
I mean, he's always like, because of his upbringing, because he's in a lot of ways not really human. Until he actually meets light and experiences human emotion really for the first time. He's meant to be out of place. And like I said, I like L in this. I really do. Like, because of him being so out of place, he felt most like they were actually trying to be anime in my opinion, in a good way.
Yeah, see, the character himself was okay. It's a lot of the choices surrounding the character that just felt odd.
And more to this, I think that a lot of the anime references were dumped on L, whereas it would have been better to sprinkle those anime references across the board and not just have a focus on that. That makes sense?
Like, do you think they would have been better if they just had the premise and just didn't think about the source material? Like, Genius Kid finds a notebook that you can write names in and people die. And he's visited by a death.
It would have just been Final Destination. And it's not what I would have wanted.
Actually, Okay, it's been a hot
That-
minute. I mean, what
That
the
would
fuck?
have been a weird Saw Final Destination kind of crossover.
Wait, with Final Destination, they sing "Kumbaya" in the sunshine, and then someone dies, right? Or is it
Yes.
a chain mail thing?
No, Final Destination, they survive death, and death always gets its way.
Okay.
That is the entire point of Final Destination.
Yeah, but what's the trigger point? I forget the trigger point. It's not a notebook. It's something else. I can't remember.
Well, no, it's just that some way or another they cheat death, whether intentionally or otherwise, and death doesn't like that much.
Yeah.
So it, goes after them with a vengeance. Extreme prejudice, if you will.
At
And only when they're at the most inopportune points.
But why did that
Like
guy
on a roller
explode on the roller coaster?
One thing that annoyed me too is that they abandoned the everybody dies by heart attack plotline. Because wasn't that super and fucking important to Kira's MO? That like all these otherwise healthy criminals are dropping dead of heart attacks.
And that was barely used. That was used once, right?
And in what I remember of the manga, like that's how he starts out: is they all die of heart attacks.
Yeah, that's how they figured out that it was a serial killer.
Yeah, and not just people dying. Like
See, that's what they did in the AniMAY version. You should watch. Oh, what?
Serial trigger.
Hi Siri. Hi Siri. How are you?
Siri's
Can our Siris talk to each other?
Yeah, it got triggered by serial killers.
Nice. You just ask Siri right now if he's a serial killer.
Okay, boss, just ordered you some cereal.
Some cereal.
And
it's gonna kill you.
And apparently he knows how to hack into the police department. What?
He was probably using his dad's login.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was his dad, who is a really shitty detective.
What? The answer was in front of you the whole time.
I think I would know sitting across from somebody like Kira.
Right, my dad. I'm every stereotypical dad in a high school movie.
They said that it was Celtic for light, and then it kind of means killer in Japanese. It's just the Japanese accent saying killer, isn't it?
Yes,
yeah.
That is killer in Romaji.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that dad was really dumb. I'm like, if I have as a dad, I'm like, I'm moving out of home as soon as I could.
That was at least partially a case of a gigantic river in Egypt, though.
Yeah. You're right, Dale. She's talking about denial.
Ah. I didn't get it. I'm like,
I saw Dale just processing. Like Dale was doing that meme where the numbers start floating above her head.
You can see the gears grinding over his head.
The numbers meme where it's just like the numbers in the
I'm gonna have something here when I'm editing going Dale.exe has crashed.
They kept the father lawful good the entire time.
Yeah, lawful stupid.
Well, yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the father is, though.
Yeah, well, light is chaotic lawful, right?
There's no such thing as chaotic lawful.
Lawful is
unfortunately
lawful is light evil.
Contradictory things, my dear.
Light is lawful evil. So again, because we like doing the D&D things, light is lawful evil because he's doing horrible, despicable, evil things, but in a
he's an altruist.
Yeah, altruistic way. That's the word I was looking for.
Character. He's doing things that are in his
He's
eyes,
basically pulling the Thanos.
Yeah, exactly. And if we're gonna call lawful exactly, if we're gonna call Thanos lawful evil, he's lawful evil. Kind of like, I mean, literally on the exact opposite spectrum of things. L in this, really, Nightbot, the fuck.
Wait, okay, we're
literally on the opposite end of things. L in this and in the source material is pretty easily considered. Jesus, Carrie.
That was copy pasta.
Literally on the other side, L is chaotic good because he will do anything to get his man. and it doesn't matter what's going to be in his way to get to that point.
And yes, Death, that is exactly what Light is. He's a shittier Thanos.
It's a shittier Thanos, like a shittier home brand big box version of Thanos.
Yeah, within the bounds of his code, exactly. They have a code and they stick to it. Now, Mia is obviously chaotic evil because
She gonna kill Daddy.
At least by the end of the world, or by the end of the movie, she wants to see the world burn, essentially.
Not the end of the world. She wants to see the movie burn.
Yes. Again,
So say we all.
She's the only person in this fucking movie that has a character arc.
She is kind of a bit.
It goes.
I didn't say it was a good character arc. I'm just saying simply she's the only person that has a character arc.
It was a reference to the Ferris wheel.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, to the swan dive. Off
Your hand went off screen, Josh, so like I didn't see where your hand went.
Whoa,
like, you
go. Hey.
So can we talk about like the magic of the Death Note? Besides a book that can kill people, it washes up on the shore right next to the right person that had to be there at the exact
That was a
moment.
note in there, right?
Huh?
Somehow.
That was some complete and total bullshit right there.
Yeah, that he had time to plan all of that and write it down within a few hours. And those people managed to get there from wherever they were and do exactly what they were supposed to do.
Right, and I'm surprised old Fisherman Bob didn't keep the notebook for himself just to find out.
No, he was directed in there. They described that to him. He was directed in his note to give it back to the cure suspect.
Yeah, and what if Dr. Molester dude was in like a fucking medical conference in North Dakota when this happened? His whole plan would have been fucked.
Right.
Yeah, but he had it planned out to a T. He knew exactly where everyone was.
Thing is, the level of control that it implied, I don't think was ever even remotely touched upon.
And that's more of a Yagami move than a Turner move, because that is something that Yagami would have thought of. Because Yagami, being a savant, being the smartest person around, and he fucking will tell you about it, that is the kind of thing that he would do. Turner in this was never shown. He was shown to be smart, yes, but if you were the smartest person in his school, it doesn't mean shit, because everybody else in the school was fucking stupid. Speaking of being fucking stupid, am I the only one who really thought Brandon was going to die? the guy that Mia was danced with
during the "Take My Breath Away" song. I thought that Light was gonna pull out the book and just write her name that she chokes to death for killing what's his face.
Nope, he already had that shit written.
That whole scene though was so bad. The whole
Also,
it really was.
Pop was DJing that prom. That is not a 2017 prom playlist.
It is now.
Well, no,
also, the playlist in this movie isn't a 2017 playlist. Period. Period.
No, and then the credits randomly tried to invoke Stranger Things.
Well, that's current, I guess. I think. I don't know. I've never seen it.
But yeah, no, the biggest issue with that climax was like the God mod level power that Death Note had.
I agree with Delbert. It's a prom playlist. Those playlists are trash regardless. I would say no reception playlists.
Some of those songs weren't even danceable. Like, that is the one job that you have at a prom, is to play music that people want to dance to.
Hey, CJ, I've got a challenge. I got a challenge for us.
Okay.
In August. Guess what?
What is it?
We're slow dancing to Take My Breath Away. We've been doing this for too long, ladies and gentlemen. Patreon.com/geekio if you want to see.
Do you want me to sing it? Hey, I'll be there with my "Take My Breath Away."
Yes.
No, I just need a DJ to put, because the bad DJ in that, just cross that over with.
Yeah, but the only thing is that I'll be singing that song, but completely hammered, because I would never sing.
So are we doing weird ass Geek IO karaoke? Diamond Club karaoke? Oh my god, I gotta get a hold of the Diamond Club guys to get fucking Diamond Club karaoke going on.
Do you have a karaoke bar there in Tampa? Or where you're at?
I don't know if there's any karaoke bars near us. I know there's places that do karaoke every so often, but like, because like Waypoint does karaoke every so often.
No, but I'm talking about like private room karaoke.
I don't think so.
There's got to be a Japanese place.
There are places down in Ybor City that do it.
You going all the way down to fucking Ybor City for karaoke?
Downtown St. Pete, CJ.
Ain't going all the way downtown St. Pete for fucking karaoke.
We are doing it in your lounge room. Woo, all the way to the downtown lounge
Walk
room.
over to Waypoint 6. Start singing. They won't care.
Exactly.
We could just tell Waypoint 6 we want to start geek karaoke night, and they would let us do it.
Well, they have a karaoke night every so often that they're doing.
Yeah, but we can sponsor it.
Right.
Anyway, this is not an on-air conversation. This show's come to a stop because of this. Anyway, yes, I'm slow dancing with CJ at DragonCon to take my breath away. We'll make it work. And also, what was the opening song? I can't remember. It was an old thing too, like from that time era. Time era? Ugh.
Time era.
Time era.
They subtitled all of the music too, and I still forgot most of it.
That's because nobody can understand fucking 2010 emo bullshit.
Oh yeah, and I do love
emo bullshit.
the sound mixing in this movie. Ryuk, do you hear that? Absolute silence. Absolute silence.
On the caption.
The sound mixing. The sound in this is so bad, but it's the Final Destination school of acting and movie producing. So,
oh yeah, Josh, you want to talk about that scream?
That's why I told Dale he had to be light.
Glad we got the clean cut of that though.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I found a metal version of L's theme, by the way, from the anime, so I'm going to put that on the for our bottom loop here.
The really funny thing was, like, when he's having that, like, absolute flip out reaction, that was the most genuine acting I think he did.
You're not wrong.
Nice. So I'm on the soundtrack here. I don't know what the song it was, but yeah, the power of love being in this movie is a throw off too. Can we just the power of love? Bum, 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 bum,
When did that start playing?
I can't remember.
When as Elle is finding the book.
Yeah.
Finding.
Oh.
Which, by the way, he just walked into those people's house. These people who are grieving. The people who are grieving for their dead teenage daughter, who probably would not have been out and about at that hour. And he just fucking walks into their house and nobody stops him.
So bad. There's something called Reckless, in parentheses, Don't Be So ... by Australian Crawl.
I think that was the opening.
That was the opening.
Australian Crawl.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt very, like, bad Rush.
These guys seem like the Australian Rush. They performed.
Have 28-minute songs that are shit. Sorry, I'm not a Rush fan.
The Footy Show. They were on Crackerjack in 2002.
Fuck is Crackerjack, other than what people call me?
That's the Lawn Bowls movie, right? With what's his face?
What?
With Bill Hunter and not gay music guy. His name. Not Molly Meldrum, the other one. Mick Malloy. There you go. Not gay music guy. Dale does Australian actors.
That needs to be a quote. That needs to be a quote.
See, we can do that on a t-shirt.
Not gay music guy.
The
You know what else we can do?
by the not gay music. Oh, doesn't work.
Put a fucking punctuation point on this Rant and Review.
Possibly. So then let us then take a quick break. Yep, shut up. Don't ruin the show song. Speaking of the power of love, our favorite band, I Fight Dragons, did a cover of it, and that will be our music. And we will be right back to review, wrap up, and write this movie's name in a book. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Whee!
Love is a curious thing. Make a one man weep, make another man sing. Changing a heart to a little white dove. More than a feeling, that's the power of love. Tougher than diamonds, rich like cream. Stronger and harder than a bad girl's dream. Make a bad one good, make a wrong one right. Power of love will keep you home at night. Don't take money, don't take fame. Don't need no credit card, ride this train. It's strong and it's hard, and it's cruel sometimes, but it might just save your life. That's the power of love. First time you feel it, it might make you sad. And the next time you feel it, it might make you mad. But you'll be glad, baby, when you found that's the power makes the world go round. Don't take money, don't take fame. Don't need no credit card, ride this train. It's strong and it's hard, and it's cruel sometimes, but it might just save your life. They say that all in love is fair, oh, but you don't care. You'll know what to do when it gets hold of you. With a little help from above, you'll feel the power of Don't take money, don't take fame. Don't need no credit card to ride this train. It's tougher than diamonds, stronger than steel. You won't feel nothing until you feel the power. That's the power of love. That's power. You feel the power of love. You feel the power of love. That's the power of love. Feel the power of love. And it might just save your life. That's the power of the love.
Yes!
That was a great ending by you, Dale.
Thank you. Thank you. I respect that there was a solo. There you go.
CJ, that face is just fucking disturbing because every time I look at that, I see the goddamn purple man.
It does kind of look like David Tennant, like for a second.
Like,
Now, see, the really funny thing is, if I'm not looking directly at it, it looks like John Barrowman.
Yeah, that too. But
Barrowman.
Jessica!
Yeah.
No.
So what's going on in that scene again, CJ?
That's the Ferris wheel. That's where that's him holding Nina up.
Oh,
Nina?
Holding Nina.
I said Mia.
I definitely heard Nina.
My favorite face was the one where he when he sees Ryuk for the first time.
There's so many good faces in this movie.
There are, and it's like Dale said, the Final Destination school of like acting, like Final Destination has the greatest fucking faces, man. Like the pause faces in that movie are fantastic.
Oh no, there's a debate in the chat about this fucking Laurel or Yanni thing. It's both. Children.
It's Laurel. Don't let him know it's only Laurel.
Both.
Although it's a dead meme because Donald Trump did it now, so we're done. That is a meme.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
We are done with that meme. We're done.
By the way, I love. Okay. Nope. Nope. Okay.
No. That meme is done.
No.
I authorized my mod team to start muting people.
I'm so. Nice, Rachel.
Right here.
Although it was fun. I'm like I love like stupid internet debates like that, by the way. Like that's fun. It doesn't mean anything. Like it's stupid. And then fucking Donald Trump.
But we had like a day before we're having a serious conversation, and then that is what took over the top American trending.
Thank you. Like I missed the white and gold, blue and black.
How did you miss it?
No, I missed that. I love that. No, I missed it.
I
wanted more of it.
Like he wants it. He needs it. This is what he thrives on.
Because it's much
somebody
better.
Would say it's blue and black, and he'd be like, "No, it's white and gold."
It's much better to have stupid, meaningless debates like that than what's been going on.
Yeah, but we need to have those conversations too. It's Thanos. There you go. That's what it is.
Thanos.
So
Thanos.
I had. Well, okay.
All right.
Now go on.
I'll save it for my review part.
All right, Rand review time. Left to right as always. If you want me to change the way that we do this one, change the way the names appear in the notes. All right. So,
please don't do that. I spent a good 2 minutes readjusting the table recently. Please don't do that. Oh my God, what the fuck are you doing? At least mine's big. I don't care. Oh, that's going on a shirt, Kerry. That's going on a shirt.
What? Control Z?
No.
Hey, Dale, mine's bigger.
It's not about the size. It's about how you use your cell.
In fact, that one is getting full-blown, like, tagged and everything.
See, mine's bigger too. There.
All right, so I have said I came on and heard everybody bitching about the movie, and I'm like, people are gonna hate me because again, I had fun with this movie this time around because I love stupid bullshit like this. However, going with and I like that I have adopted this, going by the jazz scale of I will give it a 5 if I recommend it. I have to go with a 4.5.
Aww.
I liked this movie. I had fun with it. I had fun looking at Rachel's face as the stupid shit was happening on screen. It's not a good movie. Like, Elle was a good character in a very bad movie. Like, as much as I loved Elle, he was not on screen enough, and we did not get enough development of him to redeem the rest of this movie.
Right.
The acting being stupid over the top and things like that. Like, if this would have been a sci-fi movie, this would be actually a higher rank for me.
Ooh, actually, I'm surprised. I might go through the producer credits and see if anyone actually legitimately worked on the Final Destination movies.
If this would have been a sci-fi movie, this probably would have been a recommendal for me, because those movies are ones that you're like, hey, these movies are bad to be bad. You should watch them because they are bad to be bad. This movie being a Netflix original, there's a little bit more of a honor there, because believe it or not, I watched the week of the new Adam Sandler Chris Rock movie, and it's legit.
Oh my god, you're kidding.
Oh. What?
So the director of this movie, it's not a final. I haven't found a Final Destination connection yet, but the director of this movie, connection, Adam
Connection.
Final Connection. Adam Wingard, who directed this movie, is directing the Godzilla vs Kong 2020 movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, God, that's gonna be so craptastic.
Yeah.
I wanted to throw that out there as I'm very digging very deeply into.
Yeah, give me stupid shit like that. I love it. I love stupid shit like that. But yeah, I could not recommend this movie, like, except if you were watching it in a group of people who are willing and able to not take it seriously and make fun of it. But there are better movies than that. You can do that with Final Destination movies. If you want to watch a death movie that is dumb and over the top, literally any of the Final Destination movies 2+, because the first one tried to take itself a little too seriously.
Yeah, it was the first, so
yeah, that's where like we should actually try and have a plot. And then 2 came around and they're like, yeah, nobody liked the plot. They liked people's heads exploding. So let's do more of that. Right. So if you want a movie where people die randomly and in stupid ways that you can make fun of with your friends, the Final Destination movies are better for that. If you want an anime movie that may not be like that's referencing source material but changing it, honestly, Ghost in a Shell is better than this movie. Than that.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that movie.
I have. I'm not gonna get into it. We might rant and review it, depending on what we can get our hands on for the last week. But yeah, it's better at referencing source material than this is.
Right.
While changing it, obviously. So like it's fun and it's dumb, but it's not fun or dumb enough or anime enough for me to want to recommend it. But it's just under that line. If it would have just taken up one more step and just crossed over that line of ridiculousness and not try to be too serious, then I would have loved it. Like I would have loved this movie. But it tried too hard to root itself. And instead of bracing ladders topping half of a head off and their head exploding like a watermelon. So yeah, 4.5.
4.5.
Oh yeah, the Bleach live action movie. Oh man.
Oh, no. 6 degrees of Final Destination.
I've got a coworker of mine that really likes Bleach.
I love Bleach. Like Bleach is my favorite shonen bullshit.
Bleach is right.
Second favorite because can't get any better than DBZ.
Oh, I found a ridiculous 6 connection though.
Jesus, Rachel, you're up.
Stop it!
Put in the cut on that right fucking now.
Before Dale starts. Wait, Ridiculous 6 was good.
Fuck you!
You just saw it.
I did see Ridiculous 6.
He didn't.
The lady is talking.
Sorry,
Okay.
Go for it.
DJ forced me to watch this.
Welcome to our world.
I would like to remind everybody that he kept going, oh, we're going to do anime. No. We could have done Marvelous May. We could have been watching fucking Marvel movies, but nobody wanted to listen to me. So we got stuck with this pile of shit.
Because again, it's no fun. It's not a fun show. It's not a fun show to just talk about good movies.
I swear we had fun last week.
But we have talked about virtually none of this movie except for the fact that parts of it really sucked.
We talked pretty deep.
Yeah, the part where it started and then the part where it ended.
Hey, let's talk about all the schools in the Midwest that like to talk about their sports programs, and everybody gets all freebies because they're part of the sports program.
Okay.
There you go.
2.
All right. Still better than Sausage Party.
I could walk that. See, at least this was better than Sausage fucking Party.
Unlike what Raul says about movies. So Dale, you are dividing by 5, right, on our averages?
I'm dividing by the amount of people that give scores.
Yeah, 5, right? It's gonna be 5 this week, right?
It's gonna be 5 this week. I swear
Yeah.
it was 5
There will
last
be
week because we had a
6
guest.
today. There
No,
are
it's gonna be
6.
5. No, it's gonna be 5. See, me, you, Dale, Carrie, Josh.
I think
I
I'm
can
seeing
agree
double.
to that.
Anyway, that's not the point here. In the pre-show, I started to get my eyes tested, but that's a whole other story. Where am I gonna start with this? So, welcome to another edition of Dale Doesn't Know Anime. I'm your host, Dale. welcome aboard. I just, again, this movie to me, and Death Note is one of the ones that I have seen. I haven't seen a full episode of, but I've seen a lot of different bits and pieces, as opposed to a couple of weeks ago with Full Metal Alchemist, not seeing a thing of that, and like kind of going, yeah, that makes sense for what I've seen in a lot of cases. This movie, I swear to God, there are no Final Destination connections, but I swear to God, everyone went to the Final Destination school of filmmaking. I swear. That's all I could think about throughout this entire movie was I had to check, am I watching a Final Destination movie? Like, am I seriously watching a Final Destination movie? The acting was slightly below average. The actual, like, the technical side of things, I think the filmmaking was okay. There was a few things where it was just kind of like, that's an odd camera angle. But one like aspect that really annoyed me, and I don't know much about American geography, but last time I checked, New York and Seattle are very far away from each other. So
I don't know. You did constantly confuse Indianapolis and Pennsylvania. So
Yeah, it's almost like they're on opposite sides of the continent.
it's like that. So realistically, I think it would take literally like 4 days to get from one place to the other.
3 days, yes,
Yeah,
in fact.
6 hours by plane.
By a plane. But I think, wasn't he going by train? Or am I thinking of something
No,
else?
he went by plane, didn't he?
Yeah, private plane.
No, to
I
find
definitely,
the-
yeah, I definitely saw him getting on a train.
to find Elle's real name. I don't know the character's name. That's the part that I'm hooked
The
on.
Japanese guy who was originally an Englishman.
Yes, there you go. That guy, whatever his
Wataru.
name. That
Wataru. Yeah,
Wataru.
it definitely showed him getting on a train.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like going from Seattle to New York and having less than 48 hours to find the name, and the whole. His name is.
Bang, 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 bang.
Bang,
That's
bang, bang.
it's a strange name, but hey.
You said dealer's choice.
Yes. 2 days and 21 hours.
Jesus. That's a trip and a half. Hey, Geek I road trip, train trip. We won't get sick of each other by 2 days stuck on a train, will we? So there were parts like that was kind of like, all right, well, we didn't get a resolution out of that, but I don't think we were expecting one anyway. That this movie wasn't setting up to one, so the little things like that were the kind of thing. Would I recommend people watch this movie? I recommend people to watch this movie at least once, right? To say that at least they watched it to form an opinion on it. Because again, for those people who like bad movies and get joy out of watching bad movies, says the former host of Terrible Tuesday Movie Night, I get enjoyment out of that. And for a person who likes The Room as a movie, my scale of bad movies kind of fluctuates up and down a scale. I'm going to feel bad, but I'm going to give this movie a flat 5.
All right.
Flat 5.
Flat 5.
Flatty 5. Right.
Roll.
Okay. So, in this movie, Light's gotta be like, oh hey, why don't you just try and write his name down? He has to be convinced to use the Death Note. In the anime, he sees it and he thinks it's just a joke, and I just saw what CJ put in the notes.
Play
And,
nicely in the sandpit, kids.
And he's just like, I must be crazy for doing this. And I'm like, I guess it doesn't work. And he's about to turn off the TV, and it's like, oh my god, the guy actually died. But yeah, and this one is just like, oh yeah, it kills people. So I'm going to use it to kill this bully. That's probably the closest person to me if they ever figure out that like that was the first victim. Yeah, because by the end of like the first day, he's written like multiple pages, like 3 in each column, all the way in the anime. But there's a lot of stuff that was missing, and I know they are compressing it in an hour and a half. But I mean, there was like the FBI agents, that plot, which they do touch a little bit on that, but Mia does it. And then one of my other ones, the ones that they took out, the beginning, the Lyndon L. Taylor one, the one where he taunts Kira to kill him on live TV, and it just turns out that it's just a criminal, but it goes to show how far each character are willing to go. Light, as Kira, is willing to kill on live TV. L is willing to put someone else's life, even though they're a criminal and they're scheduled to be on death row. Shows how far he's willing to go as well. So okay. I'm kind of like juggling between would I recommend this to someone or not, because it's like, if you know the backstory of the anime, you're going to give it a lower score. But if it's someone who's never seen it, I'm going to have to give it like a, it's not better than Sausage Party, 4.5.
Woo! Wait, you gave this movie higher than Full Metal Alchemist?
Yes! I did too! Wait, what did I give Full Metal Alchemist?
This was better than Full Metal Alchemist.
This was better than Full Metal Alchemist.
I think CJ's head is just about to replicate a watermelon.
No, hey CJ, we need to go on a roller coaster, quick! Don't carry watermelons on a roller coaster. Pro tip.
Okay, so I'm not so much mad that you gave this movie better than Full Metal Alchemist. I'm mad that you gave Full Metal Alchemist such a low fucking score. And then you said that this movie is better than that, and that Full Metal Alchemist is worse than Sausage Party. So yeah, divide by 5, Dale.
There's a lot going on here. There's a lot happening. Actually, I'm going back into the show notes to see what people gave Full Metal Alchemist. Just no reason.
All right.
What?
Carrie.
So, would I recommend this to somebody? No, I really can't. Was I entertained? I mean, I was making commentary about it with Josh, but if I were watching this movie by myself or for pleasure, I would have turned it off at the decapitation scene. That kind of the Final Destination style explodey stuff, I get that some people like that, but it's a huge turnoff for me. And especially in the context of what provoked Light to do it.
This guy was mean to me.
Yeah. This movie, to me, like CJ said, took itself too seriously. And also, it felt like to me, like it couldn't decide what it wanted to be. In some places, it was trying to be a super dark, angsty teen drama. And on the other hand, it was trying to be an anime adaptation with things that were ripped straight out of the original series. And they did not mesh together very well at all. If you're going to do a mesh like that, you need to have the different thematic influences scattered evenly throughout and have it just be part of the world building. And that was not the case. They were just kind of thrown in against random places. the woman in this movie because there was only one who actually mattered. She was the only character in this who had an arc, but the writers still treated her like the fuck toy for the most part.
I could say that.
I think that if they had embraced the anime camp and tried to show a little bit more of the original work, which as I remember it was a really good exploration of morality, it would have been a lot better. This movie was better than Sausage Party. I did like Full Metal Alchemist better than this movie. I'm not going to give it a complete, I'm not going to give it a complete 1 or no score, but I am going to give it a 3, and those 3 points are for Willem Dafoe.
Oh,
Yeah,
because he was awesome in this.
And that's something. Like we even in bad movies, there's one moment of hope that you can at least cling to that I've learned over the years.
He played Dafoe, and he played him very well.
He voiced Dafoe. I would have loved if he actually played Dafoe the whole time. I wonder why he couldn't. Huh. Anyway. I know.
It was probably cheaper to have him do voice work than actually appear.
Probably.
Mm.
All right, and Josh.
Oh boy, this movie was something else. It was really just. I read, I think, all the way through the Death Note manga. It's been a hot minute since then. I didn't really watch the anime because I didn't really much care for the manga. And even then, the glaring issues with the discrepancy between the movie goes back to like what was said at the beginning of the episode, where this is very Japanese way of saying it sucks.
Wait, what was it? Something about we appreciate you, but thanks for the offer? No.
Something like that. Something like that.
Fine, thanks for all the fish.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to hitchhike right out of this movie. It was just the acting was bad. The special effects weren't god awful, but they weren't great. I'm normally, super squeamish about things, and even I had to kind of stop and like, wait, that's how they're depicting a decapitation?
Yep.
And that was just so freaking campy, and just it's such a bad movie. It's so bad.
Is it worse than Sausage Party?
No, it's not worse than Sausage Party. Nothing will ever be worse than Sausage Party.
Maybe Howard the Duck, but I never plan on finding out.
Yeah, me either. Thank you, Carrie.
You mean Howard the Suck? You mean Howard the Suck?
Yes.
Thank you.
CJ and I are going to hang out in camp, never going to watch it.
CJ, if you can go 1 month without playing the Duck song.
Ladies and gentlemen, CJ's out in June. No, I'm just kidding.
Right? Yeah, I will not play. Okay, if I can go 1 month without playing it, all right. Deal, June.
Except for when
that's not going to work, CJ, because you're taking June off, so that's not going to work.
Exactly.
Yeah, his agreement was if I could take a month off without playing it, I'm going to. I'll be glad to do it.
That's exactly it, but you're taking the month off. Therefore, it doesn't matter if you play it or not.
I see what you mean.
Doing Geek I work. So no, that doesn't work.
Yeah, it does.
No.
The stipulation of the agreement was if I could go a month without playing it.
Nope.
All right, he played it. We're watching Howard the Duck.
God.
No, we're not. We're not.
This movie.
I mean, sure, we can watch Harold the Duck.
Harold the Duck. It's delivered in the newspaper.
It's not good in any way, really. The only saving grace was just how shitty it was because it was laughable at that point. And Willem Dafoe, I love that man as a villain so much. He is so good at it. He's got the voice for it. He's just creepy to listen to. And that was really the only good thing about it. But even so, like, I could have done so many better things or nothing at all. And it would have felt like less of a waste of time than this movie.
I could have done something better or nothing at all. That sounds like a would you rather question.
It really does.
It does.
So I'm joining Rachel in the Deuces camp.
The Deuce.
It's not as bad as Sausage Party, but it's still a Seaman Pilot #2.
Legit.
Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a clean number this week. I don't know how.
3.5.
3.5.
That is higher than I thought it was going to be.
You're welcome. At least I hope I divided by the right number, actually. Now I'm legitimately going to check.
It's just all because of Willem Dafoe. He's just that awesome.
Yes. All right. Well, then, let's wrap this up. You can listen to us live Thursdays, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, Fridays at 12 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time at twitch.tv/geekio show. Make sure you can get a hold of it. You can get a hold of us by going over by emailing us, show@geek-io.net, Twitter and Facebook or /geekio show. Geek Hotline, of course, is 727-489-4335. That is 727-489-GEEK. We have a Discord where you can join us and talk with us live by going over to geek-io.net/Discord, and you can support this stream and everything that we do over in the Geek IO network by heading over to patreon.com/geekio. That'll get you that'll get you some private rooms where you can hang out with us and influence the shows that you love. You get a master feed of all shows and so much more.
And you get to listen to WKB 419 The Jizz. Remember that joke? That's a joke that exists still.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, CJ.
Who's going to give it to you next week?
X gonna give it to you because we're putting in maximum effort in our rant and review of one of the most hotly anticipated movies of the summer, I think.
Yeah.
In spring. Deadpool 2.
Yeah. Cannot wait.
We're going to give it to you.
Cannot wait. And now it's time. Nope. Don't scroll. Hit the button.
The summer movie SmackDown update.
Yeah, don't scroll that love button. Smash that love button.
Yes, that. All right. So, ending this week, Bad Samaritan and Tully.
Tully hype! Woo!
They made so much money.
Tully hype. I want to go see it. It actually looks like a charming movie.
Tully out!
Tully out!
Entering the second week is Charles' movie Life of the Party.
Ugh.
Coming out this week, though, Show Dogs! Burr, 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 burr.
Show Dogs hype! I have the worst
You're barking up the wrong tree there.
I have the worst slate in history.
And of course, Deadpool 2 is coming out this week.
We'll see just how close it can close the gap between you and Raul.
Actually, you know what?
I'm expecting good things out of this one. I'm hoping it cements me in second place.
You know what, though? This will be interesting. If everyone else sees Deadpool 2 for next week's Rant Review, and I'm the one person that sees Show Dogs. I am the $4.50 that it's going to earn, or however much movie ticket price.
It won't count for you.
No, I'm going to fly to America next week. Go to see Show Dogs.
I mean, shit. Dale's the jet setter of all of us. He's been all
know,
over the
right?
fucking country the
He's
last
gonna
time.
swim to Hawaii while it's on fire, see Show Dogs, and swim back.
So,
I mean, to
then
be
I'll
fair,
be the
with the way Australian movie theater prices are going, it's gonna be cheaper to fly to America to see a movie.
Yeah, he could even afford popcorn and a drink.
Jeez,
so
not
with all
wrong.
this flying around, Dale, are you getting like air miles or something like that?
Oh,
Some kind of rewards
My
program?
points are through the roof at the moment. But there, I got lots of points.
It's not from Geek IO because I don't have a travel reimbursement.
Well, plus, also, it wasn't, well, actually, no, neither of them were for Geek IO.
No, they were not.
No.
All right.
I was about to say, I like the fact that you're dancing around not having travel reimbursement. I'm like,
All right. So, first place. I still think I still think you got this one, Raul. I think you're just gonna be stuck there in number 1. Charles in second, I'm in third, and Dale is in fourth. Carrie and Josh are waiting for the first films.
Actually, by the way, Raul's still got Solo coming out, and apparently those pre-ticket sales are up the nose.
Yeah, I don't. That one might have a good opening weekend. And that's it. Same thing with Rogue One. Rogue One had a good opening weekend and then shot the bed the rest of the time.
Might go see Solo
and
because
you
I
also,
really feel like
whatchamacallit, you said Infinity War was going to have a big drop off.
Well, no,
yeah, but Infinity War was a good movie.
Shots fired, Raul. Damn.
Me saying, like I said last week, Infinity War having a drop off, meaning that it was going to go from like $800 million to $400 million. Like,
yeah, I know movies would still kill for that kind of second week.
Yeah, but
people would kill
Solo. I mean, Rogue One had a great opening weekend, and then literally shot the bed after that. So, I mean, I'm thinking Solo's gonna do the same.
Wait, Rogue One had like a 85% drop off, didn't it?
Yes, it did. Like it had a 50% drop off on the following Monday, and it just kept sliding from there.
All right, let's see if I can read this. All right, this week we had a very special generic live show when it was taken over by, I don't know, some dude called CJ.
What?
Yeah, talk about those viewership drop-offs.
I enjoyed it.
It was a good show. It was a damn good show.
Everything is wrong. Everything is bad. Everything is bad. Everything is wrong. Everything is wrong. Everything is bad.
Oh, good, but I'm going to be there next time when you're on the show.
Over on the mana pool, let's see if I can get through this. Undying ambitions in the woods, entities which defy definition and reason, wolves from the moon. The usual has a strange way of finding its way into the company of our innermost duels. As a melancholy tale begins to unfold, will they be able to find a solution to the problem of the beast at hand? Only time will tell. And CJ and Josh played 20x.
I love that. Sorry, only time will tell in that list is very interesting because it's like the Jack Live Show with CJ. Only
and
time
on
will
Liquid
tell.
Handicap, that guy and that guy played 20XX.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. It was good times.
The great Josh and CJ.
Oh, and there's also a top secret stream earlier this week too. So,
yeah.
What?
Top secret, it's all right, but I prefer Oval Redenbacher.
Indeed. All right. So throughout the show, people have been using Bang ad title to add titles to the document over at geekio.showbot.tv, and now is the time that Carrie embarrasses herself greatly by reading these.
Okay, good. They did load in time. So we have, unfortunately amazing. There's a reason for my name, CJ. The veil is Dale's underwear. Hi, back. I'm Dad. Close your eyes and count to fuck. Leaning the brass knob. Dale got it wrong. I was a better light than that guy. You have lost the game. Look at those people. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you tell my collection's complete? Power of Boner compels you. Saw a Final Destination crossover. Siri, all killer. Dale.exe has crashed. Chaotic lawful. That's called the Nile, Dale. At the end of the world, we want the movie to burn. Not gay music guy. At least mine is big. That's all I care about. And 6 degrees of Final Destination.
You can't do the file is Dale's underwear. That was definitely a piece of shit. We're not doing
I
that.
want to see if we can get to Final Destination from this movie.
Probably. But we'll find out next time or later. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye!
Bye-bye!
Bye!
Hope you've enjoyed this Geek IO Media Network production. For more, visit geek-io.net. Copyright 2018.
hopes you have enjoyed this program.